When it comes to booking your Hajj or Umrah, there can be many options to choose from. That is, of course, until this website was created.
Welcome to myhajj.org.uk. You can see the website. It's designed to be quite a clean and simple website, visually appealing as well as rich in text as applicable. So traditional map navigation, you can go across the top and it covers all aspects from the history of about Hajj and about Umrah through to practical steps of choosing an operator, things to do with clothing and packing, travel accommodation, spiritual perspective, the steps to Hajj. Then you go to the tour operators, so list of operators, health and safety, the things to do with vaccination. Sadly, if there's instances of when you've come back from Hajj or Umrah and it hasn't been as expected, then you can report it.
Well, the MyHajj website listed a wealth of fantastic supporters, and one of them included the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. But if you ask me, that's a very modest way of stating Baroness Warsi, who I'm absolutely delighted to say is with us here. Assalamu alaikum, Baroness Warsi. Thank you for taking the time out to talk to us. I really appreciate that. As a Cabinet Minister with portfolios in both the Foreign Office and Department for Communities and Local Government, you work tirelessly to support members of all faiths, which resulted in some fantastic outcomes and achievements. But you must be particularly proud that, of course, one call to action has actually resulted in this website.
I am, and one of the things that happens when you go into politics is being very clear about what you want to achieve. And I was very clear when I went into government that I wanted tangible outcomes, and the My Hajj website was really as a result of the Hajj Task Force, which we set up a number of years ago now. We got the main stakeholders around the table to deal with what was a challenge in relation to a growing problem of fraud amongst people who were purporting to be agents selling Hajj and Umrah packages. Concerns over whether or not the community were properly informed and prepared for Hajj and Umrah, making sure that all the information in relation to health was available. And we wanted to bring all of that together on one portal, and I'm delighted that Rofil has managed to put together a fantastic website, www.myhajj.org.uk. I sincerely hope that people will use it in the run-up to Hajj, and if they are faced with a bad Hajj experience or an Umrah experience, they will then use the tools on this website to report it and to make sure that others don't suffer in the same way.
You say obviously about the incidents that have happened, obviously we won't go into individual cases, but there is mis-selling, there is fraud occurring. Do you think the wider community and the Muslim community of Britain are truly aware of that?
Well, I think if we were to book a holiday to Spain or to Turkey and we were given this shoddy service, we would be jumping up and down when we got back, and we'd want compensation, and we'd want somebody to do something about it. We'd want the agents that we deal with to be reputable. Unfortunately, when we book Hajj and Umrah packages, we seem to think that bad service is part of the suffering that comes with a Hajj and Umrah experience, and it shouldn't be so. I know many people who come back and say, well, it's the way Allah intended my Hajj to be, and therefore I'm not going to report it, and I'm not going to register a complaint. And what we're saying to people is, you know, you are paying money for a service. If you are promised certain services, then you should be given those services when you arrive in country. And if you don't receive those services, then it's important for you to report those agents, because otherwise we're never going to weed this bad practice out. But the My Hajj website is much more than that. It's also about providing people with health information, providing people with the consular information that is available if anything goes wrong at Hajj and Umrah, preparation, talking through the various steps of Hajj and Umrah. And it's quite an easy to use tool. And this is phase one. So inshallah, let's see how this develops.
Obviously, you're saying about stage two. You've obviously resigned from government last year, which many Muslims understood and supported the decision. I certainly did, and I think many did stand by you. It's excellent to see your tireless efforts continue. And as an honourable member of the House of Lords, are there any other similar exciting initiatives that we can expect, or things you're working on that perhaps you could give Living the Life an exclusive on?
Many things which I started in government, which I'm continuing with. There are many ways to get from A to B. Sometimes it's in government, sometimes it's outside.
Well, I have absolutely no doubt now why you were named as Britain's most powerful Muslim woman. You're certainly a role model and an inspiration. Baroness Warsi, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Walaikum salam.